How the deliberate manipulation of opening a gate has caused an accident.
Before the occupant of House 10 became president, there were no relevant expenses for the adjustment of the motors for his car entrance gates. As soon as he became president, all hell broke loose, and only in the first year of his presidency, he has spent €2,291.25 just on one gate out of 4. Some films will demonstrate how only the gate number 1 of 4 has opened in a specially programmed way to open. Then at times the gate didn't open at all. He changed the lock to stop Fabio from using the key. This never-ending presidential harassment has forced Fabio to press legal charges. After the president lost the case, he has taken €2,097.62 community money to pay the legal fees. The 3rd of December 2007, 3 o'clock hours, gate did not open, not even by trying 2 different remote controls, and the lock unexpectedly didn't function either. Later in daylight I could see why my key didn't function. There is documented evidence that this criminal vandalism was caused by the president. It took me years to discover why I had constantly problems with my remote controls. When I complained about the gate not opening, or not opening correctly, then it was always my remote control that got the blame. It was mainly one Quirrell that constantly said that I had to get a new remote control. For this gate I ended up with 10 remote controls over a period of time. While for my garage I am still using the original remote control without problems. The reason why my remote controls didn't function, I simply could not understand why it was just me that constantly had to buy new remote controls. Then one day I found the reason for my misfortune. There in the accounts it stood out loud and clear. Installation Gate Street 1 Beacon Allen Mandos. Then on another page there was the sale of 9 remote controls. But houses 3, 5 and 9 didn't know that there existed a 2-channel receiver. With 2 channels the president could play with my channel to his delight. He has even used spying cameras to observe my movements and at times disable my remote control during my absence. The local police are witnesses that on the 27th of February 2009 at 1:30 hours, force had to be used to open the gate. We could not get access to the emergency key which was on the inside. The president had eliminated the external lock opening for car gate and the pedestrian gate. Now he had also turned off the receiver for my remote control.
Verso destra. Fiz un'altra volta.
Cosa? Devi tornare una volta a pesare. Tienilo su che dopo si fa vedere che lo apro. Lo vedi? Lascialo con me per stare registrando. Tienilo lì che dopo si faccio vedere. Vedi che adesso sì. Sì.
Chiude.
On the 23rd of October 2012 I was booked to go on an excursion. On this day the gate didn't open and I missed the bus. That was a personal loss of €330 because the community had no insurance for vandalistic behavior by the president. Over the years the president has spent a further sum of €3,563.89 on playing with the gate programming. Seeing that from my point of view the president's mental instability was getting out of control, I asked a notary to prepare a report on this illegal presidential behavior. 3. That by virtue of sentence 33009 of the Court of First Instance 1, of the Taravia Courts, the community was sentenced, declaring null and void an agreement regarding the access to the possession of the emergency key. 4. The emergency key is found and was in a box, next to the pedestrian door. To access the key is necessary, inside the box, in turn, is the emergency key. To exit manually, the said key is caught in the box by a metal wire to prevent its subtraction. 5. After the sentence was handed over to the petitioner, a copy of the key of the case referred to previously, although he understands what was appropriate, it was to eliminate the box directly and give each of the neighbors an emergency key, according to the interpretation of the aforementioned sentence. 7. In the same way, it wants to state that the lock of the emergency door is non-existent on the outside, since it could only be accessed by means of the electrical system. 8. From the visit to the place inspected results, 1. That there is a red box, adjacent to the access door for vehicles, which is dealt with in this procedure. The said box is located at the right of said door. There is an emergency tool to break the glass and allow access to the keyless box. Said box, normal conditions, nevertheless, presents a lock to be able to open the lock of the vehicle gate. 2. The applicant uses a key to open the box door, which is not a problem. Inside the box is another key attached with a steel thread. It is difficult without tools to separate the key from the cable or the wall box and replace it without breaking the anchoring mechanism. 3. Once the box is opened, the lock with the key inside it is impracticable. There are 2 keyholes in the door. One is unusable and the other cannot be opened with the aforementioned key. 4. Effectively, on the outside, to access the vehicles there is no manual lock, which in principle should be opened electrically or proceed to enter the urbanization through the pedestrian door and open from within by the procedure indicated and always under the condition to have a key that opens the said door, which, at the moment of pratica the diligencia, is not the one that is inside the box. Fabio's comment: a few months after this report was made, I left the urbanization by car, and when I returned the gate did not open. The new proprietor from house number 9 arrived and his remote control also did not open the gate. He walked home and collected the key for the car gate. That is also proof that the president gave a key to the new proprietor and he forgot to give him a remote control for the new receiver. On the same day of this event the president has gone to number 9 with a new remote control. On the following day number 9 had no problems to open the car gate. My problems lasted for weeks. Before this episode, the president could torment numbers 3, 5 and 9 at will. After this episode number 9 has always given his delegation to the president to vote as he wanted. In exchange he had no problems with his freedom of movements. There was an occasion when the gate opened halfway, then it closed. The proprietor from house 10B has also commented, "What is wrong with this gate?" The following day the gate opened normally for her. For me that problem lasted for 10 days and one neighbor is a witness. On one occasion the gate would not open, not even by trying 2 different remote controls. Then arrived one quarrel from house number 7 and for no apparent reason both my remote controls functioned. As he had one hand in his pocket, to me it was obvious that he had a remote control in his pocket to operate the double receiver. The president had a collaborator in this criminal behavior which was also confirmed in writing. Letter from Juan to me: Fabio, I leave you the remote control for 2 weeks, just as we talked, so that you set up your remote controls. use my remote command only to fix or tune yours. After this, do not open the door manually again, or you must hand over the key, as you signed in the agreement. Juan Carroll. I was constantly accused of opening the car gate manually. Now you all know the reason why I had to open it manually. What choice did the President and Juan give me, if they together illegally hindered my free movements? To this day the President has not obtained a mandate to change their lock, to fit a double receiver and to eliminate the use of the locks from the outside on both gates. Without permission the President has used the community money to pay for his personal decisions. He has spent her 7,952,76 just to torment and deprive Fabio of his unquestionable right of unhindered movement. Seeing that this is stolen money, the President should return it to the community.
This criminal activity by the president has to stop.